The Producer Spotlight with Mr. Instro.
You can be a beat maker and not be a music producer. But when you're a music producer, you don't have to be a beat maker.
Only on the Element.
Only on the Element. 20 minutes ago, before we hit 7 o'clock, the first Producer Spotlight where I haven't sung.
So sad.
It's your fault.
So sad. I'm actually.
I've been telling you for days, and I warned you.
Since last week already.
I warned you last week. You know, this thing that you're always making funny faces for. And then today I was just like, today's the day.
Hey, it was too quick. Just so we're clear, Jay. Like, just so. It was too quick.
It's fine. We'll see how I feel next week, but you're definitely not going to get it tonight. So we might as well get straight back into Kev Brown. And you were telling us about 2008, 2009. He was in the country, and you just had a oh my god kind of moment.
So DJ Ken Zero, yo, shout out to DJ Ken Zero. What a legend!
Ken Zero.
What 100%. A legend!
Let's give him a young yeah, because we don't do round of applause on this here show. We do one of these. Yeah. So shout out to DJ Ken Zero, yes.
Shout out to DJ Ken Zero, because that guy has been doing this promoter thing, and he's been doing it so well. He had this concept called Party People, and one of the events brought Kev Brown to South Africa, and we had the pleasure. I mean, I hadn't heard much about Kev Brown at the time, but I trusted DJ Ken Zero's like taste, you know, like, and I miss that about like South African events. You know, people tend to go for like what's obvious and whoever is popular at the time. But like with Ken Zero, with Party People, you could always expect people that you didn't really hear anything from. And I mean, I'd heard about Kev Brown, but I wasn't really like, okay, who's this guy, you know?
Right.
And my goodness, the show was so amazing. You know, he did his thing. I mean, he's a rapper as well. Right. So he performed, and like the final thing was him making a beat on stage. My goodness, like it was the most amazing thing that I'd ever seen, because for us, making music is like something that takes time, you know, to get everything to sound good, to, you know, I mean, obviously he had like some pre-prepping, you know, like he did some prep before he made those beats, but like how the beats came together was just incredible, because it was something we had never seen, you know, it was something that we weren't exposed to. And by the time he came to SA, he had already done the stuff with De La Soul. He had already done the stuff with DJ Jazzy Jeff. So he also fell in that category where you know the songs that he's done, but like you're like, what? That was Kev Brown? Oh, okay. So that was the situation with him, and I think it's important to highlight the fact that, like, in terms of live beat making, people like Kev Brown pioneered that stage. You know, they pioneered the art of impressing their audience with their skills, you know. So shout out to Kev Brown for that. I've got a couple of pictures with him there.
I'm very proud of you, because you usually forget to do those things.
I do.
You get so caught up in the moments, and then like years later you're like,
I should have
done this thing.
And for me, I mean, you'll even see in those photos that I was just so happy, because I was impressed. I was genuinely impressed, because it was something I had never seen before.
As a producer, what about it impressed you? Was it exactly what he was doing? Was it the turnaround time? What was it? Because, you know, for people like us, we'd just be impressed that, oh my God, this is something that's happening. It's just a cool thing.
Right.
But for you, who understands all the layers that are involved, you appreciate it in a different kind of way.
I did. I have to also say that, like, his raps are probably like the most not exciting thing about him, you know. But not to say that he's bad
Right.
at it, you know. So while I was watching him on stage, yo, he just had this crazy boom, you know, like, you know, when you listen to music and like when that kick kicks,
yes,
it's hitting you here,
yes,
and you don't understand, you don't like, you're like, how that engineer, like, yo,
right.
what's this engineer doing? And like it sounded so crisp, you know, it sounded so well done, you know, as he was, I probably, it was difficult to hear what he was saying, but like the music,
because you're appreciating the music,
yeah,
itself.
like the whole thing was just coming out so well. And they held it at a place called Rocker, and Rocker's acoustics, okay, weren't really like that great, you know, and not, that's not to say that it sucked, no,
Right.
like it just had like, yeah, I have my reservations about it. But that night, my gosh, I was just like, yo, who is doing the mixing like to these? Because obviously I've heard DJs play and whatever right before him, but now that he's performing, the sound was just so big and so beautiful.
But do you think that your producer's bias maybe came into play, that you appreciated it a lot more?
Of course,
yeah,
of course. I mean, like I'm saying, like that photo that I have with him will tell you that like I am thoroughly impressed with this guy.
We need to see this photo. I think we must include it in the video for Producer Spotlight.
Yeah, please.
I feel like you look like a Cheshire cat. You know a Cheshire cat?
Yes, and nah, don't. I still look cool as hell, man. I'm just excited, you know.
The Producer Spotlight with Mr. Instro.
You can be a beat maker and not be a music producer. But when you're a music producer, you don't have to be a beat maker.
Only on the element.